All right, so today we're diving into something pretty cool. It's called AT Player, a free music app.
Okay.
And we're really going to go deep on this one, especially based on their official FAQ. You know, I'm always on the lookout for apps that really seem to get what music lovers want. And this one, well, it just feels different.
Different good. Different. How so?
Different good, yeah. It's not just about playing what's already in your library, you know. This one feels like it's all about discovery, like it's from the future of music almost.
It's funny you should say that because what struck me right away with AT Player is this intriguing mix.
Yeah.
A massive music library, like huge, but then layered with these really, really advanced features. They're not just trying to be another music app on the market.
No.
It seems like they're aiming to be the app.
Yeah. And one of the first things that caught my eye is how they've integrated YouTube. I mean, yeah, it does all the stuff you'd expect, right? It plays your YouTube music, you can import playlists, all that good stuff. But then they hit you with this download, not YouTube section, and it's got like over 30 million tracks.
I saw that, yeah.
DJ sets, remixes, stuff you just won't find on your typical streaming service, you know. And it's all downloadable, so perfect for when you're offline on a flight
Yeah.
where you don't want to drain your data.
Right. And the thing that's really important here is the legality of it all, which they emphasize constantly. We're talking about licensed music, so it's not about finding loopholes. It's really about creating this massive curated library that's a legal alternative.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Now, this is where things get even more interesting, I think. AT Player really leans into AI. And I'm not just talking like basic music recommendations. They have something called Magic AI Search, and it's wild. Picture this. You're in the mood for a playlist that sounds like, I don't know, a 1940s jazz club.
Okay. Yeah.
You tell the AI the vibe, the era, and boom, it creates it.
See, and that right there, that's what's so different about these newer apps, right? It's that level of personalization. It's not just about an algorithm guessing what you want. It's almost like it's about connecting you with music on a deeper level.
It is. It's like a whole different experience.
Yeah.
And then they got Playlist Radar. This thing looks at what you're into, songs you love, and it actually connects you to playlists from other users around the world who have those same tracks.
Wow.
It's like tapping into this global network of people with your taste in music.
Yeah.
And who knows what hidden gems you'll find, right?
That's incredible.
And if that's not enough, get this. They've got an AI music assistant built in.
No way.
Yeah, so it's like having a music guru, like, in your pocket, ready to make you the perfect road trip playlist or answer any random music question you might have.
See, that's what gets me, right? This app, it's packing all these innovative features, this huge library, but somehow they've managed to keep the whole thing crazy small. Like 10 megabytes, that's
smaller than a photo.
exactly. It really shows you how much they care about the user experience, keeping it smooth and everything.
It's true. It's like they found the secret to having it all, but without all the bloat.
And speaking of having it all, get ready, because this app does not hold back on features.
Okay, lay it on me. Multi-view mode.
Okay.
Check. Watch 2 YouTube videos at the same time. Let's say you want to follow a workout video, but also keep an eye on game highlights. Done.
Oh, wow. I mean, even beyond the, just fun stuff, think about the productivity hack. Research paper open on one side, documentary on the other, and it's all within the app.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Smart music downloader. Check. AI music generator. And yes, I'm serious. You can compose original music with this thing. Time machine feature, offline playback, support for tons of music file types. You can import from YouTube and Dropbox. They've got radio, podcasts, a smart floating player.
It's like they thought of everything, every possible way someone might want to use this,
They really did. And get this, sleep timer, alarm clock, ringtones. You can even customize the themes, equalizer. They even thought about battery life with a battery saver mode. I'm not. Oh, and the best part, it's totally free. Completely free to use, obviously, with ads, or you can upgrade to Pro, get rid of the ads. They even have a trial, so you can try before you buy.
Oh, nice.
It's a pretty sweet deal.
What I find so fascinating about AT Player is that they seem to be working under this assumption that, well, music lovers today, we want more than just, hitting play and that's it.
Yes.
It's almost like it's not even just an app, but a platform where you can really curate your experience, discover stuff, even create.
It really is amazing how they managed to fit so much into such a small app.
I know, right?
Speaking of fitting things in, let's talk about offline listening, because we've all been there, right? Stuck somewhere with no internet, and you just want to listen to your music. AT Player seems to have really nailed this whole offline thing with their download feature.
Yeah, and what impressed me was how massive their library is for this. Over 30 million tracks that you can download for offline listening. That's pretty wild.
It's a lot.
It is, although they're also very upfront about the YouTube downloads, of course. Because of YouTube's rules, you can't download those tracks directly for offline use, which makes sense.
Yeah, got to respect the rules.
Exactly, but that's where their own massive library comes in, right?
Right, that's where the download, not YouTube section becomes pure gold. So smart.
And they've even thought of like little details. Like, for example, when you are online and listening to YouTube through the app, they have this thing called Pocket Lock Screen Mode.
Oh, what is that?
So because of those YouTube rules, you can't just play music in the background with the screen off when it comes to YouTube content. So AT Player, they've created this special lock screen that activates in Pocket Lock Screen mode so that you can still enjoy your music without accidentally, tapping or swiping, but it also makes sure they're following YouTube's rules.
So you get to keep listening without killing your battery.
Exactly.
Very cool. Speaking of smooth, importing playlists seems like a breeze with this app, especially from YouTube.
Oh, absolutely. And it makes sense, right? Because a lot of people, they've built these massive playlists on YouTube over the years, and AT Player just lets you bring them right over. You can log in with your Google account, nice and easy integration, or even use a link or playlist ID. Super convenient.
Very nice. But what about, those of us who have tons of music on our devices already?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I'm happy to say that AT Player does not disappoint on this front either.
Yeah.
They really put a lot of effort into local music file support. And honestly, it shows. We're talking pretty much every format you can imagine. MP3, FLAC, M4B, you name it, they can probably play it.
That is music to my ears because so many apps these days, they just kind of forget about those of us with big local libraries.
I know, right?
So it's nice to see that kind of support,
It's great, and it's not just about playing them either. You can add those local tracks to your playlists, you can use the equalizer on them, even set them as ringtones.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of ringtones, they've got some really cool features for that, too. Like, that ringtone cutter is genius.
I know, right?
You can take any track you've downloaded or even a local file, snip out your favorite part, and boom, custom ringtone. Love it. Before we move on, though, I have to highlight something else that really stood out to me in their FAQs. It's their commitment to supporting new artists, upcoming artists.
Yes. That impressed me too, how much they seem to care about that.
It's so important.
It is. It's crucial. For artists who are just starting out, having a platform to get their music out there is everything, and AT Player seems to get that. They have a dedicated submission form for music. They promote new music on their own YouTube channel, even within the app itself.
That's great. So it's like a great way for artists to break through all the noise and actually get heard.
Right. It's really cool to see. And it says a lot about their vision, too. They're not just building an app, they're building a community,
Yeah, it's like an ecosystem. So we've talked about the massive library, the really cool, sometimes mind-blowing AI stuff.
Yeah.
The fact that they've just got a feature for everything.
Right.
All in a 10-megabyte package. It almost sounds too good to be true, which brings us to the elephant in the room, the ads.
Yes, the double-edged sword of the free app world.
Exactly. So how does AT Player handle things on that front?
Well, they're pretty transparent about it, which I appreciate. The free version, it's ad-supported, which, that's how they're able to offer this amazing service for free.
Yeah.
But they offer a pro version that removes all the ads. And this is good. They have a free trial, so you can try it out and see if it's worth it for you.
I like that they give you options.
Yeah, choice is good. And they even go into detail in their FAQs about common questions people might have about the ads, like seeing ads on YouTube videos, for example. They're clear that they don't have any control over that. That's all YouTube and the content creators.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and they even give tips on how to minimize ads if you're using the free version, like managing your ad personalization settings. So they're really all about empowering the user.
I like that. And for people who decide to go pro, how does that work?
Well, they've got a whole section in their FAQs that breaks down the process step by step, nice and straightforward, how to purchase it, how to activate it, all that good stuff. And I think this is a good sign. They really encourage users, if you run into any trouble, just reach out to their support team.
That is a good sign. A developer cares when they actually prioritize good support.
Exactly. And they're big on feedback, too. They want to hear from users, report bugs if you find them, suggest new features. They even have, rewards for people who help translate the app into different languages. It's smart.
It is. They're really building a community around this thing.
Yeah.
So we've covered a lot of ground here. I mean, we've talked about the library, the AI, all the features, and it's almost like we're just scratching the surface because we haven't even dived into the AI music generator and the time machine, and those are big ones.
I know, there's still so much to explore.
There is so much. So we're going to take a quick breather, but when we come back, we're diving into those features that really make AT Player stand out. The ones that feel like they're straight out of the future of music. You know, it's not every day you find an app that seems to really want to change how we listen to music, you know? And actually, it seems like it might pull it off.
Yeah, AT Player is definitely making a case for itself, especially with some of these features like we were talking about before that are really pushing the boundaries.
Their use of AI is just, it's kind of mind-blowing, right? It's not just suggesting songs. It's like they're giving users the tools to actually be creators. Like we talked about that AI music generator earlier, but I kind of want to dig into that a little bit more.
Yeah. Because this isn't just one of those things that spits out like generic loops or something, you know. AT Player claims that with this thing, you can actually compose original tracks in any genre, even if you've never played an instrument in your life.
It's like having a whole studio right there in your pocket.
Right.
And from what I read in their FAQs, you can customize everything, like the instruments, even the vocals. So it's not even just about listening to AI-generated music. It's about creating it yourself.
And you know what's really interesting? They're very clear about the ownership of the music you make. You own the rights to anything you create using their AI music generator.
Oh.
Yeah. So you want to use it in a project? Share it with the world. It's yours.
That's huge, especially for people who, you know, maybe they've always wanted to try songwriting or whatever, but they didn't know where to start.
Yeah.
No barriers. Exactly. Now, if you're more into exploring music that's already out there, but you want to do it in a completely new way, that's where Time Machine comes in, which, again, just a super cool name.
So cool.
Sounds like it's straight out of a movie. How does it even work?
Okay, so imagine, right, you want to hear, like, today's biggest pop song.
Yeah.
But you want to hear it as if it was recorded, like 1960s Motown style. Time Machine uses AI to actually blend music across different eras.
Oh, wow. So it's not just listening to old music. It's like experiencing familiar music in a completely different way.
Exactly. It's almost like building a bridge between different generations of music, right? Making the history of music feel really alive and relevant to how we listen to stuff today. I think it's such a cool way to maybe rediscover a song you love or even discover a genre you never thought you were into.
It's amazing. This app is just full of surprises.
Yeah.
Honestly, they seem to have thought of everything. That equalizer, the themes. Oh, and we can't forget how much they care about accessibility, like you said, with the battery saver mode, the support for older devices, slower connections. It's like they want to make sure everyone can enjoy this.
I think that's really important, you know. Music is something everyone can connect with, and AT Player gets that.
It really does. It feels like more than just an app, you know. It's like a platform for exploring music, making music, connecting with it.
For sure, they're pushing the boundaries of how we even think about music apps, and honestly, I can't wait to see what they do next.
Me too.
Yeah.
I mean, we've only just scratched the surface today, but AT Player
Yeah.
is definitely something special. It's got the library, it's got the AI, the features, the accessibility. Honestly, I think any music lover should check it out.
Absolutely. It's such a great example of how powerful technology can be when it comes to music.
It really makes you rethink what a music app can even be, doesn't it?
It does.
And the fact that they're always updating it, who knows what cool stuff is coming next, right? Well, that is it for today's deep dive into the world of AT Player. Until next time, keep listening to great music and exploring everything that this amazing world of sound has to offer.